What's up, everyone? This is All Destroyer 229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4. Last time, a lot happened. We managed to stop Adachi and the one behind it all, Amino Sagiri. The fog lifted in Inaba, and time passed ever onward. It is now the day before we leave home, well, to head back home. But not all of the mysteries have been solved. There were still a few things that bothered us. And with the help of our friends, as long as a few other places, we managed to track down the one who began it all. The gas station attendant right here. It wasn't just a normal gas station attendant, though, but rather a god. Izanami. In this episode, we need to confront her. If we don't stop her, the fog could very well come back to Inaba. So we are going to head into the TV world and put an end to this once and for all before we head back home. So let's go ahead and gather everyone at the food court for old time's sake.
All right.
Alright, in that case, why don't we go ahead and confirm the situation. And it looks like we have plenty of options this time. We could talk about Izanami, the Push, or the Midnight Channel. Let's start off with Izanami herself. Yeah, my first persona was Izanagi. Alright, well, that's the first bit of information. Let's talk about the second. The push. Well, that was pretty short. Alright, and finally, the biggest mystery of them all. The Midnight Channel. know we have to hurry, but that's not exactly an excuse. We need to make sure that we know everything. Because the last thing we want to have is to leave any details unturned. Well, no sense in checking the weather reports, since there's not going to be another day to do this. So let's go ahead and enter the TV.
Let's go then. I sense a tremendous presence. It's unlike anything we had faced. And it seems like a new area has formed.
I bet it's that lady. She's waiting for us there. That reminds me. That Amino something we beat said stuff like, "We'll meet again." If that thing's gonna show up again, let's crush him completely so he can't cause any more problems from here on out.
Damn straight. Let's go snap that thing in two. We'll do it and give Senpai a big farewell tomorrow.
Let's do our best like always, leader.
You got it.
It's kind of sad that this really is gonna be the last time we do something like this. You know, this might sound like a weird thing to say, but it was a lot of fun.
That's because we all strove together toward a common goal. There were many things we believed in without questioning them. The culprit's identity, their motives, there were many occasions where we nearly gave up.
It may have been easier if we'd chosen to look the other way, but we didn't.
Even if we had to fight every inch of our way, I want to go on feeling, seeing, touching, and thinking for myself.
Yeah. Still, one person alone can only understand so much. That's why we're all here together.
Right! All for one and one for all!
So long as someone's got your back, you can kick against the pricks no matter how tough they are.
This is for our future!
So we can see him off tomorrow with no regrets.
Thanks, guys.
Ew. Yosuke always has to try to make himself look all cool. But he's so pathetic it makes my skin crawl.
Probably just fleas on your ratty old suit. I spilled juice on you earlier.
No wonder I smell of orangey freshness.
You're not upset?
Well then, let's do this!
Yeah. Thanks, Teddy. Now, this is it. Everything else in the game will reside here in the TV world. However, if we do try to leave, we can actually, well, do something that we never was able to do. We can head on over to shops. So while we are here in the TV world, we can head on over to Daidara's or Shiroku and buy equipment. After we're done there, we'll be placed immediately back in the TV world. So if we need to resupply, we can. Which is super nice! It's just a shame that it's on the very last day of the game. But we're not talking to Teddy, we're talking to Rise then. Alright, in which case, let's go search for Izanami. And here we are. The final dungeon in the game. Now it says Ashihara Nakatsu, but this dungeon has a bit of a different name. So let's go ahead and grab our main party. Alright, and that just leaves Kanji. Alright, now before we actually head into the dungeon, there's one other thing that I wanted to check. Let's see. The leather keychain. So, basically, whenever you go through Christmas, you do get an accessory. A unique accessory depending on who it is that you, well, asked out. And each of these accessories do different things. So, for this, it will increase our fire resistance. So fire attacks will always be resisted if they are neutral or worse. Overall, not really bad, but I'm gonna stick with the chakra ring. But now that we have our full party together, let's head out. Welcome to the actual final dungeon, Yamotsu Hirasaka. Now, ordinarily, I would first talk about the area and how it relates to, well, the person that created it. However, to go through Yamotsu Hirasaka, I think it's much better if we just dive straight into the history lesson, because that will answer that question as well. And, well, you'd think that there would be 3 history lessons, but there really isn't that much information on the other 2. And so, we'll just all combine it into one history lesson. That, of course, being of Izanagi. Before that, though, we have some new enemies. The Pure Papillion,
It's a no-brainer.
just
I'm sure
buffing,
you'll win.
and the Wrathful Book, which has Tetrakarn, Makarakarn, and Megadoilon. Yeah. Alright then, well, let's see how well wind works on these things. Decent.
Left. You can win this.
Let's see. It also occurs to me that I had a ton of good things on Loki, and I probably could have just stuck with him throughout the entirety of Amino Sugiri. Oh well! Let's see. I can try Ice. See how well that works. Ice works. Tetrakarn. Karkarn. We can try fire. See if they're weak to that. Not really. How about electricity?
Come on down!
No! Do they not have any weaknesses or what? Let's see. Melchizedek, Seth, and Kartikeya. Well, let's get Kartikeya. Got her. Alright, and ooh, Arcana chance. What do we get? Priestess. You know, since the enemies are new anyway, sure. Damn it. Oh well, whatever. Now with Izanami, there really isn't that much to talk about. For we've already discussed pretty much the entirety of Izanami's story when we talked about Izanagi. Izanami, of course, is the wife and sister of Izanagi, and is one of the creator deities that helped create everything in the mortal world. Oh boy, new enemies!
It's immune to electricity.
Which I'm assuming is what these things are immune to. The Divine Mother.
That one's totally...
Yeah, Zeodyne, Bufudyne. Why don't we try ice? No, they absorb
Enemies
ice.
left. Don't give up.
Alright, how about wind?
Go, Susano-o!
Wind works! Hell yeah! Good job, Yosuke!
Now's our chance. You ready?
Let's get him!
Ready or not?
Unfortunately, wind's like the one thing Loki doesn't have. Oh well, that's what I've got Yosuke for. And, ooh, Yolinger! Sure, we'll grab him. Damn it. Little bit too late on that one. Oh well. Although she was not its initial, well, ruler, Izanami is considered the ruler of Yomi, which is, in essence, the underworld. Now, when I say underworld, it's not so much a place of suffering like hell, but more so like a place for the deceased to reside in, like Hades or Sheol. Ooh, Cert and Barong. Let's grab Cert. Getting a ton of new personas. Now, Yomi is, of course, like I mentioned, the land of the dead. It is where the deceased wander in shadow for all eternity, regardless of what they had done in life. They reside in Yomi. Now, of course, there is a bit of a difference here. I mentioned that going over the history lesson would be reminiscent of going through what, well, the dungeon itself represents. But this is not called Yomi. This is Yomotsu Hirasaka. So what is Yomotsu Hirasaka then? Well, it's essentially the entrance way to Yomi. Yomotsu Hirasaka is basically the entrance to Yomi, an entrance that was blocked by Izanagi by a boulder as he fled the underworld after seeing how grotesque Izanami had become. Oh boy, some new enemies.
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
Can I please get a chance to use Alice? The Crazy Twins.
It's a no-brainer.
Okay,
I'm sure you'll
mostly
win.
physical based, but we did get the initiative, so I'll be fine. I'm not weak to ice. How about wind?
Now, okay?
Wind does. Do some damage.
Going down.
Fire.
Persona! There!
Weak to. Really?
That one's...
No. I was wondering, it's like, seriously? How did two of them dodge? Oh, well, whatever. We're getting a ton of shuffle times. Let's see. Barong, Belial, Hellbiker, Seth. I don't think we've had Barong. Got him now. And Arcana Chance. What do we have? Judgment. I don't need Judgment. I'm not running low on SP. So that is essentially where the dungeon comes in. Since Izanami is ruler of the underworld, we are essentially wandering into it. This is, of course, her domain. And we are at its entranceway. Now, there are a few other odds and ends that I want to address. First of all, dealing with Amino Sagiri and Kuni no Sagiri. There really wasn't that much information based on these two gods. They're, for the most part, just part of a long string of names that occurs pretty early on in the, well, oh, where'd the rest of them go? In the tale of Izanagi and Izanami. But what's interesting is that Izanami told us that, well, she birthed Amino Sagiri, and by extension, Kuni no Sagiri, because they are really related, that she was the one who gave birth to them. That is actually inaccurate. Crap! In reality, it would be a lot more appropriate to say that Amino Sagiri and Kuni no Sagiri were grandchildren of Izanami. For their parents, well, actually, you might be wondering why exactly those two have any involvement, and that is simply because they are basically gods of fog. Power muscle? The heck is that? I'm gonna go on a random limb and say that increases strength by 10. Wow, that was a really good guess. Amino Sagiri's name roughly translates to heavenly mist, and Kuni no Sagiri's name is earthly mist. So yeah, mist, fog, they're still gods of the fog, in a sense. However, they are not the children of Izanami. They are instead the gods born from Oya Matsumi, who is the god of the mountains, and Kaya no Hime, who is the goddess of the fields. Both of these gods were children of Izanagi and Izanami, though. Oh, come on, really? So, while they technically weren't born from Izanami, they are still closely related to her. Now that actually concludes the history lesson. There would be a lot more to say, but like I mentioned before, we've already gone over it. When I talked about Izanagi, Izanami's tale is very much closely related. The only real difference is that her tale technically ends when Izanagi places the boulder in front, well, at Yamotsu Hirasaka. But other than that, the tale is pretty much identical. Yosuke! To do everything myself. I don't even care about Belial. There are a few other things that I do want to talk about, and that one of those deals with the dungeon layout itself. If you think that this looks familiar, that this aesthetic, this dungeon looks familiar, then you would be right. We have seen this dungeon before. On the first night that we stayed in Inaba after Izanami granted us powers, we had a dream of this place. Damn it! Damn it! Oh, new enemies too! Lovely!
That one's immune to darkness.
Stagnant air, great. This is gonna be absolutely lovely. The Eternal Sands.
That one's totally weak. Better not.
Ooh,
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
okay, well, your sands, how do you do with physical?
Someone else's turn.
Decent. How about wind? I would like to try to train up Norn because I kind of want to get Debilitate. Yeah, except I really didn't do all that much. Damn it! Okay, well, thankfully Norn nulls physical. Okay. Well, this will work.
Persona!
I don't exactly need the healing, but, you know, at the very least, it helps get rid of that status ailment. Alright, how about electricity? Hey!
Huh? Is it my turn?
Go for it, Yosuke!
Watch me!
Nice hit!
That certainly works.
Let's go, partner! Good answer!
A little bit worried there, especially since I'm not worried right now because I am using a ton of SP trying to take down these enemies. That's slightly problematic. Oh hey, another chance at Yolinger. Let's maybe not screw it up. Hey! Oh, sweet!
Oh, congratulations!
I leveled up,
Alright!
as did Rise. It will be nice when she gets Relaxing Wave, because then we'll be able to recover our SP after every single battle. And that will be super helpful. Alright, and gold chest. What do we get? We do still have plenty of chest keys. Mask of Truth. Pretty sure we've already had that before. Alright. Now, I lost my train of thought, but I remember what exactly I was talking about before. Alright, Yosuke! And there's Kanji's level up, and he learns his final skill, Elect Amp. Alright, we'll get rid of Elect Boost for that. And there we go. All of Kanji's skills have been learned. So yes, we have seen this before in our dreams. A bit of a side effect from awakening to our power, but we have wandered this place before. A taunt to reach out for the truth. And we've come so far in search of it. Alright. A challenge, then. So, yes. Everything that we have seen up at this point, all ties together. Although, I suppose that is one thing that that is one thing that I kind of have a little bit of a problem with, is the fact that so much of the game is revealed at the very beginning and then really comes to light at the end. But tying those little odds at the beginning, you'd be forgiven for forgetting about them. Simply because it's been a very long journey. And so there would be, well, things that you just simply forgot about. Not so much that you look away from the truth, but rather that you forget about simply because time has that way of making us forget. Everything that kind of ties Izanami to Amano Sagiri, to Adachi and Namatame, it's all there, but at the very extreme ends of the game. Oh geez, a lot of new enemies.
There are 5 enemies. Go for first strike.
Do none of these things have weaknesses? Or nullifications?
It's a no-brainer.
Silent
I'm sure
Nyogos
you'll
and the
win.
primitive idols. Okay, well, let's try and win then.
3 enemies
Damn, that
to beat.
worked out
You're
pretty
so
nicely.
cool, Senpai.
Just use a Magarla. Try to save up a little bit of SP.
That's some
Dang, that tree just does not have any health. Or any defense, I should probably say. Alright, and... Olilot. Alright. And now we've maxed out. Let's see. Ice persona. That's an ice persona. Electric. Fire. Let's get rid of Kartikeya. Ooh, Arcana chance. Finally. What do we get? Hermit. Okay, sure. I'll test my luck with the map. Really? Damn it! Now I bring this up because I want to basically segue into a difference between the original game, and Golden. Well, that was mildly annoying. But I want to bring up a difference in the end game when it comes when it comes to this game and Golden. Now, with Golden, there is an aspect of it that I very much appreciate. One that gives a lot more clarity to the end of the game and really ties it a lot better to the beginning aspects. And that when it comes to, say, the beginning, well, when it comes to the end game here, getting the good ending isn't a matter of neglect, but rather of choice. Of choosing to avert your eyes to the truth at hand. And that all ties with a single character, Marie. Alright, I need to heal up Yukiko. Now, Marie is a brand new character that was introduced in Golden. She is nowhere to be found in this game, but she plays a pretty important role. Marie is an amnesiac who has no recollection of her memories. However, she is an assistant in the Velvet Room. I say that because she's not really so much a resident like Margaret is, but she does reside there and provides additional services to help you along your journey. However, it's not so much what she does, but what she represents. Man, these enemies are seriously annoying. Now, Golden introduced 2 new social links that are not present in this game. That of the Jester and Aeon Arcanas. The Jester Arcana belongs to Adachi, of all people. But Marie is of the Aeon Arcana. Oh, some new enemies.
Whoa, we got one weak to electricity.
Thank you, Rise. The Emperor Beetle.
That's a no-brainer.
Alright, and I go next. Okay. How do these beetles deal with wind? Susceptible.
4 enemies left.
Alright,
Don't
well,
give up.
let's see. Does Alice? No, Alice is not electricity. Loki it is then. Let's hit him with the Mausiodyne. Alright, well that worked.
Well done.
Who's next? You're next. You know what? Let's maybe not chance it. I don't want them to, like, reflect ice or something. And then bad things happen. Oh, biker. Yeah, I really don't care. I'll just dismiss it and hope I can get rid of this hermit. Damn it.
Oh, did I level up?
We'll take that, though. Now, as you go through Marie's social link, you do learn slowly, well, a bit more about her. Granted, her memories don't really come back over the course of her social link, but it comes near the end of the game in which Marie's role becomes a lot more clear. You see, in Golden, you actually get a bit more time. You don't just simply press on ahead and skip 3 months. There is a time skip, but you do have access to, well, a lot more days. Time skip doesn't happen right after Christmas. Instead, you get to play up through Valentine's Day. Yes, I was just talking about that. It is. I have seen this place before. Right. Now, continuing on with Marie. What's important about that is the fact that there is actually an additional dungeon that is in a similar fashion to this. You only get a single day to go through it. And that dungeon deals directly with Marie. Now, I'm not gonna go over every little bit about what Marie represents. However, Marie is connected to Izanami, as well as Amano Sagiri and Kuni no Sagiri. All of them combined make up the collective plan of discovering mankind's true desire. Recall that Amano Sagiri, what he said to us. Mankind's desires are my desires. And what mankind desires is to be shrouded in fog. I'm paraphrasing that last bit, but still, the point stands. The goal of Amano Sagiri is to fulfill mankind's wishes. And that is much further explained with Marie's role. Now, personally speaking, I'm not a fan of Marie as a character. She does play the tsundere archetype pretty closely, and I think there are ways to do the tsundere archetype right, and I don't think Marie really does that well. A new enemy.
Uh-oh, that one's
The
immune to
Mistress
darkness.
Pot.
That one's totally weak.
Okay, well, Wind's pretty good, so let's try Wind. I'm gonna need to...
Great.
Damn.
In this case,
Now's our chance. You ready?
That worked out a lot better than I expected it to.
Ready or not, here we come!
Ah, oh, shoot, the powerful enemies.
4 more enemies are here.
Oh, this is a problem. El Dorado Beast.
This one's strong. Watch yourself.
Okay, well, Thor works. Norn also works. Let's go to Norn.
4 enemies left.
And hit him with a
Don't be bad.
Mangarudai.
Soda.
Ooh, that did not do a lot of damage. Tenterafu? I could certainly use some confusion right about now. Hell yeah! Good job, Yosuke! Okay, I was hoping it's like, please someone attack the other. Okay, this will buy us a bit of time. Fire
do it.
works. Okay, how about electricity? Electricity! also works.
It's a strong one.
Not tried ice. So let's switch on over to Loki while they're still confused. And hit him with the Mob Bufudai. Ha! Nice!
Let's go, partner!
Let's finish them.
Out of our way!
Whew, that could have ended badly. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what the one on the far right is. Ymitsil though, and of course Melchizedek. Let's go with the one on the right. It is Hachiman. Okay. What do I want to get rid of? We'll get rid of Barong. No Arcana chance, though. So, what I mean with Marie is the fact that the ending itself is connected a lot more tightly with Marie. Marie is a person that you have gone to know throughout the entire course of the game. And of course, you find out her true identity right there at the end after you take care of Amano Sagiri. Again, not going into... Oh. Let's maybe hold off on that. Not going into the specifics with Marie. I'll leave that a mystery. But Marie is someone that you, well, like I said, got to know over the course of the game. And even after you go through her dungeon, there's a bit of a hint that there is still more, that there is a force still out there. And so I find that to be a lot more, well, it ties a lot more with the themes of the game, of reaching out to the truth. The bad endings that we have seen, the bad, the neutral, and even the good ending, they all deal with looking away from the truth. That you simply accept things as they were and you don't question them. Whereas the true ending is pursuing that truth. That you don't turn your eyes away. And with how everything was presented, the mysteries that the game dealt with, at the end, you could be forgiven for thinking that that is just the end of the game. That after you beat Amano Sagiri, there is nothing more. You would be forgiven for just thinking that and just be unaware that there is more. Which I don't think really ties with what the theme of the game is. Oh, new enemy!
Oh, that's not good.
The
Darkness
Grand
won't-
Magus.
Ah, it's a no-brainer.
The pawn I know is weak to wind, so we'll try that first.
Win this.
Oh, sweet, the Magi are also weak to wind.
Now's our chance for a beatdown.
That totally works for me. Right, and shuffle time. We get, oh my, Ymitsil, Melchizedek, Belial, and Seth. We'll get Ymitsil. Got her. Alright, now what do I want to get rid of? Hachiman? Yeah, you know what? We'll get rid of Hachiman. What should drive the bad ending and the themes of the game should be just purposefully looking away from the truth, since that is what should arrive at those unsatisfactory endings. It should be specifically turning your back on the truth, turning your back on what your overall goal is. Not being just unaware of it. of simply forgetting it. With Marie, I think that definitely reinforces that. So if you do get the good ending, it's still not quite as satisfactory because you are turning your back on the truth. Ah, even more new enemies. The Grudge Tower.
That one's total.
Alright, White Wall. I want to say that is... Ooh, actually, that might be ice. Loki?
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
You are needed. Aha! I called correctly. Let's get him. Alright then, and no shovel time. Alright. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that little piece of detail. Also, in addition to that, I did crop this out when, well, there was that accident with Dojima and Nanako and we couldn't get access to their social links. But in Golden, you can indeed continue their social links had you not maxed them out. After you defeat Amino Sagiri, those social links do become available to you. So, yeah, if you hadn't finished those social links, you're not completely screwed out of doing it like you are here. Just a little bit of a tidbit that I was meaning to say, but at the time when I did mention it and cropped it out, I decided that, you know, it might not be a good idea to say, you know, you could still raise them later because, you know, the whole fact that Nanako sort of dies and keeping that little bit in the back of your mind, I felt like it could have potentially ruined that moment. Alright, Fox in a good mood today. Gives us a chest key. And healing will cost about 8,600 yen. Alright, that's not really so bad. However, I think we've been going on for long enough. So, we'll call it a day right here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 4. We still have quite a ways to travel. Yamotsu Hirasaka is a pretty lengthy dungeon. And we're at, well, the first mid-boss. Yup, we're at another dungeon that has 2 mid-bosses. And though we are at the door of 1, there's still a long way to travel. So, we will go ahead and tackle that next time. So until then, everyone, take care.